Hello Penguinauts, I'm the Bearded Penguin and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Fall of Kerbin. In previous turns we have enjoyed some spectacular successes culminating in our capture and destruction of the Kerthenian Navy last turn. However, our offensive into Kerthenia has stalled, with Tape just about managing to repel our occupation of Kerthenia's Valley last turn by throwing his air force at the unit stationed there. I guess if it's stupid but it works, it's still pretty stupid, Tape. You couldn't really afford to lose on that many aircraft. But anyway, Tape has now managed to buy himself the vital time he needed to reinforce Kerthenia's Valley, so taking it is not going to be a walk in the park, and our dreams of ending the war by Christmas may not be achievable. However, we are still making plans to destroy the Kerthenian army in one decisive stroke, and in order to do that, we need to soften up those tanks a little bit. We still have a strategic bomber lying around, and we don't have any cities to bomb anymore. We flattened the last one last turn, so we might as well use it to try and drop some bombs on these tanks. It's not a tactical bomber, so it's not going to be dropping these bombs with any kind of precision, but it just has 1,000-pound bombs, so hopefully if we hit near enough, we should do some damage. We only have a single jet fighter escorting us, mainly because if we bring along a bunch of conventional fighters, this rocket fighter that Tape has, the only aircraft he has, is just going to pick them off. So our jet fighter, the only aircraft with any hope in hell of catching this thing, is our only escort, and unfortunately it doesn't prove to be enough. The rocket fighter just zooms in and rips our wing off with its 30mm cannons. Our jet fighter attempts to give chase, but unfortunately it's zoomed off into the stratosphere and it doesn't turn around. It's perfectly content to just sit up there riding around on thermals, because of course it's only a very small aircraft and it can glide around for probably hours at a time, and really we can't afford to be sitting in enemy airspace. Tape has managed to deploy some anti-aircraft guns, and as such we have no choice but to withdraw. Thankfully we did manage to drop some of our payload before our wing got ripped off, and we managed to take out one of Tape's tanks, but really, quite an embarrassing defeat. Tape only has one aircraft left in his arsenal, but these rocket fighters really are very, very deadly, and we need to be slightly less complacent in future. But I'm certain that next turn we shall return with another jet aircraft, and hopefully 2v1 we should be able to eliminate it once and for all. However, we're not launching a grand ground offensive into Kerthenia's Valley this turn. It's pointless throwing aircraft and tanks at a base if we don't have any hope of actually capturing and holding it. I know Tape's very fond of just throwing units away, but I am not. So what we are doing is consolidating our position in the region by launching a new LF7 Anaconda, a super heavy tank based off of the Mouse. It has a 128mm gun and super heavy armor. Tape has nothing that can even damage this tank, so any prospect of a counterattack next turn is just, no, not going to happen. It should roll into Kerthenia's Valley next turn, trample all that opposes it, along with the number of other tanks that we have stationed here, and hopefully we'll finally secure that base. But Tape may have an opportunity to actually reinforce Kerthenia's Valley with some anti-tank guns and anti-aircraft guns, because his plea for help has been recognised by Eltamar, a nation in the north, who has now begun to send him supply convoys into his last remaining port from Sivan Inlet. Absolutely foolish! They are helping the wrong side, but they have some kind of sympathy for their disgusting capitalist ways, and as such, they have sent them aid. Well, we're not going to let this stand. We are sending the KUS Addison, a Gen 2 class battle cruiser captained by Captain Klangsdorff, to deal with these convoys. Now we're sending a single raider because despite the fact we destroyed the Aeaean navy, Tape's navy in other waters is still quite sizable. The Kerthenian seaboard, of course, covers 2 oceans, so Tape has got an entirely separate navy sitting there. They can't actually get into the Aeaean Sea because of course he blockaded it with his own bridges across the island chain to the south, but his navy outside of the Aeaea is actually superior to our own. So what we are going to do is utilise a battle cruiser and a number of powerful raiders to try and destroy his convoys and not engage his navy directly. The benefit of using a battle cruiser is that it can outgun anything that's fast enough to catch up to it. Tape will be escorting his convoys with cruisers, and the 11-inch guns on this battle cruiser are going to eat cruisers alive. So right now it's just positioned off of the River Clayt in Clefairy, ready to pounce upon any unwitting convoys that happen to stray too near. Tape may attempt to engage it, but of course any such gesture would be completely foolish. Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed. I hope you're looking forward to the Battle of the River Clayt next turn. I do apologise this episode has taken so long. I've gone back to school now, doing my final year of A-levels, and I just have no free time. I have half an hour a night, if I'm lucky, just to relax to myself, and I'm mostly just using that time to read and just wind down before bedtime and going to sleep, because really, final year of A-levels, it's tough. So I'm really sorry about that, but the amount of videos you've been getting, it's going to decrease, and that's just inevitable. But I will try my hardest to keep the videos coming at weekends. I do love making YouTube videos still. I haven't burnt out like some YouTubers, and I do really want to keep making videos, and I'll make some more Hearts of Iron 4 and some more Panzer Corps very soon. Thank you for watching, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed. Please try to understand why my videos are coming out less often now, and I will see you all next time.